Number 55. What did I want to be when I grew up? I wanted to be a nurse, like my mom. My mom she's a career nurse. She's retired now. And I wanted to be a nurse too. She had a lot of really good stories at home around the dinner table. She would tell us these really horrible nurse stories. And in my life, like I think I've gravitated towards nurses as friends too, because they have really good sense of humor and they don't get grossed out and they talk about gross things, and I like that. Um, Number 56. What are the best things in life? Laughing is one of the best things. Love is definitely on my top three. Laughing, love, and connection, I think. Connecting to people and, um, you know, having respect for each other, listening to each other, and helping each other in that way, being supportive. Um, Being a good person and self-esteem, I think that process is the best thing. It's because I said earlier that I'm good at finding out how things work and stuff, and I know how self-esteem works, and it's cool to work on it and watch it be fruitful and stuff. Because even though I live in my car and I mean my teeth are shitty right now, like I feel pretty good about who I am, and there's a reason for that, and it's because of what I do to for my self-esteem. All right, number 57. How many close friends do I have? Um, Outside of my family, I have zero close friends. I think it's because of uh, I get along easier with people who are more like me. And so my best friends are my sister, my mother, my cousin, and my niece. And I love being around my dad. And of course, my boyfriend is my best friend. So, and that's how my parents were. They're each other's best friends. So it was kind of, it was shown to me that way, that family is more important than people outside your family. So that's how I live. Um, I've had friends in the past. There's always been something off that I don't stay friends with them though. You know, I don't know what it is. It just is what it is. You know what's really cool though is my closest people on my phone, they all start with M. My mother, my sister's name starts with M. I call my niece Marshmallow. My cousin's name starts with an M. My boyfriend's name starts with an M. I call him Monkey. So it's all M's. I find that very interesting. Um, 58. Do I miss being a child? That's a good question. I do and I don't. I would love not to be responsible for anything and just do whatever. I mean, I think I took advantage of that when I was a kid. I think I realized it, which is really strange for a kid, but I acted weird. I did strange stuff and did fun stuff, and I appreciate how I did that. I don't think I'd want to be a kid though. Um, I don't think I'd want to be a young adult either. I like being older. I'm 42 now. I think once I hit like 35, I was pretty much like, okay, this is way better. Being a young adult is just like, it's like having a blindfold on, walking in gooey marshmallows. I don't know, it was horrible. Um, all right, number 59. If I ruled the world, what are three things that I would change? That's an interesting question. I would take away all technology and Wi-Fi and because that would force people to put their phones down and connect with each other. And um, I think a lot of people's priorities are on their phones, and I think it sucks for humanity how that is. I mean, it's given me a lot of opportunity to make some money for where I am. I don't think I would have been able to live in my car for so long if I didn't have technology and stuff. But that's not the question. The question is, what would I change? Um, I would change that. I would change like the whole arresting people and the trials and stuff. I would change the fact that rich people can get off being a criminal when people who don't have that much money can't. I would change that whole process and what people are in jail for and how long they're in there for. Like I think that needs to be changed. Um, one more thing is what would I change? Um, I would change the Wi-Fi. Well, I'm like I would free Wi-Fi for everybody, but my first thing was I got rid of Wi-Fi, so that wouldn't work. Free gas for everybody. How about that? Free something for everybody, so they don't have to like you know, free gas for everybody. Okay, last set of questions. Last piece, number 60. I'm gonna go on and do all of them because I like answering questions. I like talking about myself. Who doesn't? All right, number 60. If you could be an animal, what would you choose? Probably a kitty cat because I'm obsessed with cats. If you could see my tattoos, I got cat tattoos everywhere. Kitty cats. Um, yeah, a cat to a very rich person. Just lay around and lay in the sun and eats. And I like how they do whatever they want and they're not up their owner's butts. Well, my cat was up my butt. She was just a attention whore, but most cats are just like whatever. I like the way they're like that. Um, number 61. Do I think I'm a good person? Yes, I do. I think I'm a good person. Um, I know that because I feel like I'm a good person and I feel good about myself. I think if I was a bad person and I did shitty things to people, I wouldn't feel so good about myself. Um, my parents are good people. My family members are good people. So I think that's a good gauge of what kind of person I am. Number 62. What does success mean to me? Um, getting everything that I want, like goal wise, like I'm not successful now because I'm not where I want to be, but it's being where you want to be and being happy with it. Um, it doesn't mean having all the money or having everything you want. It just means like getting to the goals that you put for yourself. So that's what that means. 63, why do people fail at things? Because they're not perfect. I think people, I think that's a process to success is failure. So it's not a bad thing. It's it's because people try things. I mean, it's not a bad thing because it's the journey to people actually going out and trying things. So you can't expect to be perfect at things like right when you do it. So when you fail at things, it's the most important part is picking yourself back up and keep going and learn your lesson or learn the lesson that's before you. And I think the way to get to where you want to be is to keep failing, keep learning, keep changing your game, finding different ways to get to where you want to be. 64, what makes life so challenging? Um, um, I think it's different for everybody. What makes my life so challenging is what I've mentioned before about being such a feelings person and empath. And I've been this time around going back on drugs and getting off of them and trying to get back in my uh, get back on my feet. It's been so challenging doing it again and just how life is right now with the whole everything's more expensive and the whole online thing, everybody's so focused on that and everything that's going on with the politics and the presidents and all that stuff. I it's just so it's challenging for me because I feel like I don't really want to do it again, just because I don't feel like there's a lot of stuff to. I don't think there's a lot of stuff for me if I do get back on my feet. I don't feel like I'd be happy, but that's just how I feel right now. So, I mean, for me, my life, what makes life so challenging is overthinking. Like I think about everything, and well, if I get here, it's gonna be like this. Sometimes I just have to let that go. And what makes my life so challenging is myself. I get in my way a lot. Number 65, what do I think my purpose is? I think my purpose is to help people. I think I have certain, like, because I am an empath and I'm comfortable talking about some certain things, I think it's my responsibility to help people that I can help that maybe other people couldn't because they don't have the ability to talk about certain things. I mean, I don't really want to get too specific on that, so I guess I'll kind of like not get into that too deep. But I think my purpose is to help the people that I'm able to help, and to like get out of my comfort zone and kind of sacrifice stuff. I think that's what life is about, is giving up some of yourself for other people. You know what I mean? Like not just gather everything for myself and make myself a fat happy cat, but to sacrifice for other people, and um, like give some of the stuff that I have to other people, like the stuff that my parents gave me, love and all that. Like give it away, and the more you give it away, the more you get it back. So that's what I believe. Number 66. What's one regret that I have? Probably starting to use drugs, to tell you the truth. I just said my pet peeve. To be honest, the drug use. That is one regret, because I think if I wouldn't have been so gung ho at it when I was 15, when I was like 15 to 17, I like really like, oh, I want to get fucked up. And I think that's what set the tone for the rest of my life. And I didn't mean for that to happen. I thought it was like, oh yeah, I'll get over this phase, and when I grow up, I'll be blah blah blah. But it has not been like that. It's been a struggle, and I do the best that I can. And I mean, I do get myself involved in John Hopkins and the National Institute of Health and the, oh crap, I'm not supposed to say all that stuff. You can cut this part out. All right. I do get involved in the more like public side of being an addict, and trying to help the studies, and do stuff for that, so it can help other addicts in the long run and stuff. So even though I do regret that, I do make the best out of it. So it doesn't oh, I have this regret and I can't go on because of it. Like, no, it's not like that. It's whatever. All right, number 67. Who in your life do you think loves me the most? Probably my parents. I mean, what I put them through, and them still accepting me and loving me, like that's love right there. So yeah, I think it's them. Number 68. In what ways do I feel privileged? Privileged in many ways. I always, like, when people ask me how I'm doing, I always say, because sometimes I don't have good days. I live in my car. I mean, come on. Sometimes I say I could be doing better, but I could be doing worse, because I know there's a lot of people out there that do have it worse. And like I said, everybody's different in how they live life, and how they deal with things, and their opportunities, and how they grew up, and what their parents taught them. And I feel very privileged in my family, like what they gave me, what they've shown me, how they've taught me how to overcome stuff. And be tolerant and, accept people for who they are and everything. And um, of course, there's a whole being white. I mean, I don't have that history, that family history of like the the crippling way of people treating each other. Like I can't imagine passing that down and that kind of betrayal and hate. And yeah, I don't have all that, so I feel privileged in that way. Yeah, I just feel privileged that my family showed me so much love. Right, number 69. If you could live this exact same life again, would you? That's a hard question because like the regret was the drug use, but then again, my drug use has taken me to places that I wouldn't have gone unless I started using drugs. So yeah, I think my life, I would do it again. Yes, I would. I might have documented it better though. Because now, like, I'm thinking about writing a book about my life because it has been so crazy and so many different things. And um, now I gotta put put it all down by recollection and video number three. So I'm getting older and everything. So yeah, it's gonna be hard to recollect all the stuff I want to put in there. So okay, number 70. Am I happy? I think for where I am, yes, I am happy. Yeah, I'm overall, yes, I'm a happy person, but I have like crippling anxiety, PTSD, all that stuff, and in those moments, I am not happy at all. um, so that question is kind of yes, extreme, no, extreme. So, like I said before, I probably answer a lot of these questions like that because that's how I am. I am one extreme and I am another extreme. And I think to me, that's what balance is those two extremes. It's never in the middle, I'm never average. It's always this and this. So yes, I'm happy. No, I'm not happy. All right, number 71. All right, what would you say to your younger self? I would explain to her about what I've found out about relationships and how they really are and how people really are. My younger self was very naive and trying to find love and thinking that people were the way, like I thought guys were like my dad. My dad is like, he is one hell of a dude. And I haven't found anybody that's like him.